The last train at midnight. It was just after midnight when Daniel arrived at Black Ridge Station. The city had already fallen asleep. The streets outside were empty, and a cold wind pushed old newspapers across the pavement. The station itself looked forgotten by time. Half of the lights flickered, casting long shadows across the cracked floor. The digital departure board buzzed with static, showing only one remaining train. 12:30 a.m., Platform 7. Daniel frowned. He had taken this route home for years, but he had never seen a train leave from Platform 7. In fact, he was almost certain the platform had been closed for decades. He walked toward the information desk, hoping someone could explain. The old station attendant looked up slowly from his newspaper. "Excuse me," Daniel said. "Is there really a train leaving from Platform 7? The old man froze. His face suddenly became pale. Without answering, he quietly reached under the desk and handed Daniel an old paper ticket. "You'll need this," he whispered. Daniel looked at the faded ticket. There was no price, no destination, only one sentence: "Do not fall asleep." Daniel looked back up. What does this mean? But the old man had already turned away. Outside the windows, the wind suddenly stopped. The entire station became silent. Then, a distant train whistle echoed through the darkness. It sounded old, very old. Metal wheels screeched against rusty tracks. Daniel slowly walked toward Platform 7. The corridor leading there seemed much longer than before. The walls were covered with dust. Old advertisements from the 1950s hung crookedly, their colors almost completely faded. At the end of the hallway stood a large iron gate. It slowly opened by itself. Beyond it waited the train. It looked impossible. Every carriage was black. Not painted black, just dark, as though the light itself refused to touch it. The windows reflected nothing. The engine made no sound, no smoke, no vibration, only silence. The doors opened. No one stepped out. Daniel looked around. The station behind him was empty. For some reason, he suddenly felt that someone, or something, was waiting for him to board. Against his better judgment, he stepped inside. The doors closed immediately. Without warning, the train began moving. Not slowly, instantly, as if the tracks themselves had disappeared beneath it. Daniel grabbed the nearest pole to keep his balance. The carriage was almost empty. Only 4 passengers sat inside. An elderly woman knitting without looking at her hands. A young soldier staring out the window. A little girl holding a broken teddy bear. And a man wearing a long black coat whose face remained hidden beneath a wide hat. No one moved. No one blinked. No one acknowledged Daniel. The lights flickered. He checked his phone. No signal. The time read 12:30 a.m., exactly the same as before. 5 minutes passed. Still 12:30. 10 minutes. Still 12:30. His heartbeat quickened. The train never slowed. Outside the windows, there was nothing. No city lights, no tunnels, only endless darkness. Then, the little girl suddenly spoke, without looking at him. "You're new." Daniel forced a smile. "I guess so." She hugged her teddy bear tighter. "They always bring new people." Daniel laughed nervously. "What do you mean?" She didn't answer. Instead, she slowly turned her head. Her eyes were completely black. "They never let anyone leave." Daniel immediately stood up. He walked toward the emergency door connecting to the next carriage. Locked. He tried another. Locked. The train continued racing through the darkness. Then, the old woman finally spoke. Without lifting her eyes from the knitting, "Don't waste your strength." Daniel backed away. What is this place? The woman sighed. No one knows. She pulled another strand of black yarn through the needles. Some call it the last train. Some call it the forgotten line. But every passenger has one thing in common. She finally looked up. They were never supposed to board. Daniel felt a chill spread through his body. I just wanted to go home. The woman smiled sadly. So did we. The soldier finally stood. His uniform looked decades old. Mud covered his boots. His face was pale. I boarded in 1944. He looked toward the window. I've been trying to reach the next station ever since. Daniel's mouth went dry. That's impossible. The soldier nodded. I know. The lights flickered again. This time, the man in the black coat slowly stood. He was incredibly tall, far taller than any normal person. His head almost touched the ceiling. He walked silently toward Daniel. Every passenger lowered their eyes, as if terrified of looking at him. The figure stopped only inches away. Daniel couldn't see his face beneath the hat. Then, a voice came from underneath. Soft, calm, almost